A picture speaks 1,000 words. And there's no doubt that we're living in a visual world. With this in mind, you think we've left the written word in the past, but words are still crucial for communication and play an essential role in many different ways in social media. In this video, I'll go through tips you can use to make your words effective when you create social media posts. First, make sure your writing is in line with your brand's voice. Think back to the EPIC framework lesson and how you can create a brand for your business. We talked about your brand's voice or the way your brand's personality talks. You'll remember this framework we used to specify a brand's voice. If your brand is more professional and serious, then you'll want to choose words and phrases that present that kind of personality, like using the word discuss instead of chat. Minimize the use of exclamation points or using longer, more well-crafted sentences. If your brand is more fun, personable, maybe addressing a younger crowd, you might use words like chat instead of discuss. Write shorter phrases and use more exclamation points and add more slang. You can see the difference in these two posts, for example, both from literary organizations, but with very different social media voices. Make sure your brand voice is consistent across your communication. Next, consider what story you want to tell with your post. Note that I didn't say what information do you want to give. Remember that science is on our side when telling a story. Readers or listeners will remember a story better and respond to it more fully than just data points. So use your words, the text in your posts to tell your story. How can you do that? Try to use what we call the hero's journey. You'll recognize the story. A person or character or hero of our tale goes on a journey to confront a problem and then ultimately solves it. If you're trying to come up with good, engaging, emotional content, use the hero's journey to tell the story to connect your audience to your brand. You'll see this structure used often in stories shared on social media. Our business was doing its thing, but one day something changed and we did the following to address the change. You're telling your follower about the heroic journey your business went on to face and overcome a challenge. My next tip relates to how you address people. We know that people genuinely like attention focused on them. Capitalize on that by utilizing the word you, and you'll have a powerful engagement tool as you write. For example, a coffee shop could write, "Buy a coffee." Or they could write, "You want a coffee, don't you?" That you creates an immediate engagement with the audience. Similarly, stay away from listing things about your products and services and list how you're going to help your customer improve their life or reach a goal. For example, a health tracking app could say, "Our app can do all these things." Or it could say, "You want to get healthy and our app can help you achieve your goals." Once you start noticing this use of you, you'll start seeing it everywhere. And you'll notice when brands don't do it. Did you notice another example of engagement in the last segment? Not only did we use the word you in the example, "You want a coffee, don't you?" We asked a question. Questions are another great tool to catch a reader's attention and get them to interact with your post. You can ask a rhetorical question, or you might ask followers to write their answers in the comments, or use a poll on an Instagram story, for instance. It's a way to get customers thinking about the problem you're going to solve for them. For example, is your current method of doing XYZ just not working? It's also a fun way to build engagement, and you'll see brands simply asking followers questions or doing trivia. Questions are also great if you're short on space, like on Twitter, or with images like you see here in Blue Apron's post. What did you cook this weekend? Always make sure to include a clear call to action or CTA in your post. These days, social media users are accustomed enough to know to click links when given, so you may never need to write "click here." But look for places where you can put an action-forward CTA, like "start your free trial today" or "join the club." Next, make sure your post utilizes active voice, like "we can help you" instead of "you can be helped by us." Also, use strong, confident words like "we can help you" instead of "we might be able to help you." Get straight to the point. Users are scrolling fast. Try using a tool that can help maintain an active voice, as well as checking your spelling, grammar, and punctuation is free of errors, like Grammarly, for instance. You may not think this is incredibly important, especially for an informal social media post, but a professional business posting copy with errors will lose brand credibility incredibly fast. Up to this point, we've talked about techniques related to crafting the body of your posts and captions. But don't forget the importance of other words as well, including the use of hashtags, mentions, and URLs. They take much less copywriting finesse to add to your post, but they're still text. Hashtags can be really helpful to make your post surface in search. And as we said before, make sure to include relevant hashtags, but don't overdo it. I suggest keeping the number of hashtags under 10 if you can. And if you decide you need to add many hashtags, separate out the body of the copy from the hashtags, so you don't overwhelm people and make your posts hard to read. Quick tip: on Instagram, if you want to post a group of hashtags without detracting from your caption, hide it on the bottom of your caption by adding rows, like you see here. You have to add rows using periods. You can't just hit return. Sometimes words may not easily express what you want to say. Emojis are a great way to add some emotion to your text and catch attention, and they're definitely part of the social media marketing lingo. You can also try to emphasize text with special fonts, but again, don't overdo it. Posts full of emojis, exclamation marks, and bold text can actually mask what you really want to say, and they can be difficult to read. I think that with these tips, you'll create great copy for your posts. And don't forget, the old adage goes that writing is in the revision. So take a look back through your post and see if you can tweak the voice, add a question, or make it engage your followers more. You may even want to draft a few copies of your post, knowing that subsequent drafts might read better and resonate stronger than the first one you crafted. Now let's take a look at how you can accompany your post with great images.